Welcome back. Now it is time for the interview segment. As you know, today is Wednesday and we'll be talking about social issues. We'll have discussions around social issues happening currently in the country or in the society at large. A popular quote by Leo Buscaglia says, too often we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, a honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around. And this is stemming from volunteering, this is stemming from giving back to people, giving back to the society. Today we'll be talking about volunteering as a skill for social impact. And we have an amazing guest who will do justice to that discussion. She's a volunteer, she's an avid volunteer, and she has volunteered with different organizations. She has even handled so many projects on her own, giving back to the society, majorly to the girl child, to every teenage girl child out there. And her name is Olajumoke Shoremi. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Grace.
Welcome.
It's so nice to be here. Thank you, Jose.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. You're looking good.
Thank you. You're not looking bad as well. I wanted to compliment you. Like, I love you. And from the quote I just read now, it says, a kind word is not too much. You know, showing an act of care, an act of love is not so much to give to people, because it has the potential to turn a life around. And that is what many people do not know. They don't know that the simplest compliment to them can be the or gesture, can be the life-changing event or turning point for somebody else, or for the recipient or the person who is receiving it. So this brings us to volunteering. This brings us to the act of volunteering. We know that when people have said, oh, we hear so many things like, I volunteer for this organization, I volunteer for that, and everybody is basically, or every youth out here is basically going out to volunteer. But as much as we have people, you know, going out to volunteer, we still have quite a number of people that do not really know what volunteering is. They just think that it's majorly about what many people have an idea of is just going to the street and then giving food and giving just giving clothes or giving something. These are part of it, but then I think that there is still more. That is, there's more to volunteering, there's more to it, and which you would help do justice with it. But before we start on that, let us talk about you. How did you, is it that you just woke up on me and said, hey, I want to start volunteering? So what was the turning point? What's changed? Is it what interest, or how did you just develop that passion to go into volunteering?
All right, thank you so much, Grace. So according to your question, you asked that what was the turning point for me to start volunteering? Okay, I will start with, for you to volunteer anywhere, you have to have passion for that particular thing. So I have a passion for younger teenagers. I love to see people do well. I love to see younger generations do well and thrive well, have a better understanding of who they are. So because of that passion, wherever I have the opportunity to volunteer, I'm always running there like, okay, let me do this, let me do that. So it's something I have passion for.
Okay, so it's basically a passion, and then just there to to fuel that passion, or just basically stoke the fire of that passion. That's beautiful to know. And so okay, let us now move into volunteering. When we talk about volunteering, what is it? Is it just like I said earlier, many people think volunteering is just to give out clothes, or to give out, some even say, to give out used clothes, or to give out something. Is that just what volunteering is about? For people who do not really have an idea, what are the other areas that anybody can volunteer in? Not just or want to give out clothes or shoes or something. Are there other places a person can volunteer in?
Thank you for the question. So I would love people to understand that volunteering is beyond you sharing food or sharing clothes to people. For you to say that you want to volunteer, just like I said earlier on, it's something that you have to have passion about. Even if you don't have a wide knowledge about it, but you have to have a passion for that thing, so that when you're volunteering, you can grow and have deep knowledge about it. So that is what volunteering is. It's not just about giving clothes or even going to schools, because there are different segments of volunteering. I have, for the ones that I've gone for, volunteering in schools and different places. I volunteered in an organization where I was working for them as a social media manager. So there are different aspects, but it has to be something that you have passion for. So even if you don't have a knowledge about it, you can grow in it.
Okay, yeah, because I was about to ask that. Okay, are there other things that you can volunteer for? Can you volunteer your skills? Can you volunteer your knowledge? You know, to it's not just okay giving out items. Is it also, can you also volunteer? Because some people say, oh, I don't like to. For some people, you ask them, okay, what do you want to do? They'll tell you, I don't love to go out to the street or to speak to maybe to teenagers or to people out there. But I have the, and they say I don't have anything to give out. But then the other things that you can also give out your skills. That's okay. Like for example, you said you can give out your knowledge as a social media manager, or you can also volunteer your expertise. It could be a graphics designer, it could be a writer. You know, just basically
can be working underneath, not particularly on the screen. Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful to know.
I want to ask, you know, how many years have you been volunteering for? Your experience so far, how has it been?
Let me see, from 2015, if I'm right.
2015.
Yes.
Yeah, now, and to volunteer, you have to, like, do you necessarily have to start with your passion? Because, you know, there are many organizations now, like, you know, every time, especially like when you go on social media, you say, oh, I need volunteer there, I need volunteer there. Do you think, like, before you say, okay, I can volunteer for this organization, it has to, like, their vision, their goal has to be in line with your own passion and like what you stand for? Or you can just like volunteer for like any organization as long as you can be of help? Which one is more effective?
Okay.
And
thank you for that. I would say that you have to go for something that you have passion for. Reason being that if you go for something that, let me go because I want to partake in this, you will leave them frustrated. But if you go for something that you have passion for, you'll be happy living there, even if you are stressed or even if they did not appreciate you or pay you for anything. Volunteering does not require payment.
yeah.
So, but you working and doing all of that, if it's something you have passion for, you live there happy. Like
And
you'll be
fulfilled.
happy and fulfilled, yes. That's why I said it has to be something you have passion for, something you love doing.
Okay, so in your years of volunteering from 2015 down to this year, 2023, that's about 8 years.
Yeah.
Yes, 8 years. So how has the experience been like for you? At their point, you've thought and said, okay, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. They are not doing this and not doing that. We know that for some people, like you said, volunteering does not require payment. But in some organizations, they give them, not necessarily a payment, but just a stipend.
Like
you
a
say,
token,
okay,
yes.
thank you, token, and say thank you for coming and all of that. But many times, I'm sure you do not even receive any payment. So have there been a time where what has the experience rather been like, and then what challenges did you encounter? Have you encountered along the way?
Okay, for me, I would say that volunteering in places and the challenges that you might face while volunteering is, okay, have I ever faced any challenge? Yes, I have. Okay, I volunteered with a team before and I was working for them as their social media manager. And I noticed that along the line, it was looking like they were just taking all my knowledge, my knowledge, and it was bugging me. Like, it was taking my space and taking my time, that I could not have time for any other thing again. I want to volunteer, but I want to have my time. I want to be able to volunteer and do so many other things at the same time. So it was really bugging me and coming into my time and space. So I had to tell them that I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore.
Wow, so that means that in volunteering, there are times you have to call it quit and say, because I think that for volunteering you will have to give all your time to them. You basically just focus your attention on it. So saying that you are not working again, so at what point do you think that volunteers or people who want to go into volunteering should know when to call it quit? Because for some people, they are users. We know that some organizations, some people tend to use people. Oh, come, they can have the capacity to even get maybe a full-time staff for that particular role, but then they say, oh, I want a volunteer. I want somebody who is passionate and just willing to do this, and then it becomes toxic along the line. So at what point do you think that volunteers can say, oh, I don't think this is the right place for me to give out my time, to give out my knowledge, my effort and all? So at what point should they know when to call it quits?
Okay, before you can quit any kind of volunteering work you're doing, you have to see that this work I am doing, I'm no longer benefiting from it. And when I mean benefiting, I don't mean monetary, like money. They might not even pay you, but when you see that you're not adding knowledge and you're living there frustrated, you are tired, it's not really producing what you want to do. Because if you are volunteering, you have to have a goal or a aim that after leaving this place, I should be better. I should, even my knowledge should be better, my skills should be better. So if you see that this is not working and you're not growing, you're not learning, you're not doing anything, it's just looking like you're just doing the normal regular thing, and your time is precious. You can't just go out and waste your time. So if you cannot manage all of these things together, don't deceive yourself.
Just carry your bags and move on.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask, you said earlier that, when you were working as a social media manager for an organization, you was getting to your time and you had to cut short. So I want to ask, if you want to volunteer, what period can you say, okay, I've done my best for this company? Because especially for someone like me, I feel like when I'm volunteering for a company, I'm doing a work that they're not paying me for, I feel like I should stay there for a long period of time. So it's not be like, okay, like they are begging me to stay, because no one actually begged me to accept or volunteer for that offer. So what period of time do you think that, you can stay there for, especially when you think that, okay, it's getting to your personal time? And I also want to ask, especially when you know that, especially when you come in as a volunteer at first and you know that this company is already building up and they can start afford to be paying me or to be giving me a little token, what do you what are the right steps to take to ask as a volunteer, okay, I feel like I've done this for this particular period of time, I feel like it's time for me to start receiving a payment or something?
Okay, so thank you for that. I want to go to the first question that says that what is the time frame before you can tell them you want to leave. Actually, there is no particular time, that there is no particular time in quote that you can say, okay, let me work for 6 months, and after 6 months I'm leaving. No, it depends. You can volunteer for years and enjoy your time, enjoy that particular thing you're doing. You can volunteer for 5 years and they might not even pay you for the 5 years, but what you're having, because volunteering is far more beyond you working. You can volunteer and meet people. We are still I'm going to talk about the advantages of volunteering. You can volunteer and meet people, and from there you get even offers more than what you're doing, more than the volunteering work you're doing. So it doesn't have to be like, okay, let me just work for 6 months and leave. Yes.
Okay, so
I'm not saying like there's a particular time. I'm saying for someone that you feel like, okay, this work, I took it on the beginning, I had more free time, but now I don't have really much things to do.
Yes. You can have a conversation with the person that, oh, I have a new offer now and my time is no longer available like I used to have my time. So I would love to quit, or I would be working with you, but it won't be like before. Yes. And have a conversation.
And for the second question about that they can afford to pay you for their work.
The thing is, it actually depends on communication and conversation. If you know that they can pay you, but they do not want to pay you, you can have a conversation with them, because you came in as a volunteer.
Yes.
So they might actually not have the intention of paying you, but if you know that they have the capacity to pay you, have a conversation with the person. Tell the person that I feel I've worked with you for a while, and with my skills and knowledge, I think that I want to be on the payroll. And the person can either accept or decline.
Okay, so let's talk about the advantages or the benefit of volunteering. So as an individual or as someone who wants to go into volunteering, what are the benefits that can be gotten? Of course, we've established the fact that you might not get any monetary benefits from it, of course, but then what are the other things that a person can benefit from volunteering apart from fulfillment?
Okay, thank you. I would refer to the last volunteering work I did, and this was with Grace Baba. So we went, I saw the flyer somewhere, so I actually chatted them up and filled the form. So I went to a volunteering work with Grace Baba, where he goes to schools with a large number of people to talk and have a concert with the students and all. So I love what he does. So I had to fill a form and apply for it. So on that particular day, we went to their school. We had students of over 300. The students were many. So after during the event, I am a social media. I do social media. I take videos and pictures and all. So when the event was happening, I was on my phone taking pictures and videos, and he walked up to me that, can I take videos for the page? So as I'm doing the videos, I'm putting them live on the Instagram page. I said, sure, of course. So I was using their phone to make videos, and I was using my phone, but I was posting it on the page. So I was making videos and all of the lights. Then after the event, everyone went their ways. But we had a group, a WhatsApp group, everyone was chatting before the event. Then after, I think 2 days after, somebody just sent a message on the group that, who is that lady that was handling the Instagram page on that particular day of the event? Please, can you send a DM? Then I replied and I sent a DM to her. So through that, she was able to tell me that, okay, Grace said, with your work and what you did, would love that you work with us as a volunteer. It's not a pay something, so can you come up, work with us, do content with us, and handle our social media? Then I was like, sure, it's something I can do. So ever since then, I do content that they post on their social media page. So that is actually part, because going for that event made me, I met a whole lot of people that normally, if I am in my home, in my room, there's no way I can meet them. People that you look at them. I listen to Grace Baba a lot, but I think that should be my first time of meeting him personally, taking pictures with him. So those are part of the advantages of you going out to volunteer. You get to meet people, get to meet people that when they see you and when they see what you do and they love it, you get to have more benefits beyond you saying that, okay, I'm just going to meet people and to help them out. So yeah,
so that's the major. Okay, when it comes to also, you know, owning your skill as a person, you know, the point of, you know, volunteering becomes better and better and better. Is that also a benefit that one can say volunteering can bring? Because, you know, for example, I could be a novice in something, and then let's say, for example, photography, but I decide to volunteer with my skills, and then can that help me also get better at my skill?
Yes, because for example, now when they told me that I was going to be making videos for them to post on their Instagram handle, I do videos before, but I had to learn more, like, okay, since this video is going out and majority of people are going to be seeing this video, it has to be something good. Whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. And trust me, the more you work, the more you get better. It can only get better with practice. So I started doing the videos day by day, and I start to get better with it. So the more you do, the more you get better. Even with photography, if you have passion for photography and you're volunteering, you start to do it little by little. Before you know it, your skill will get better. You can't do a particular thing for a long while and there is no improvement. Okay, so another benefit of volunteering is that, you know, when you want to take a new job, they will ask you, they will tell you that you have 5 years experience in this field. So part of the benefit of volunteering is that you have experience in that particular thing. So when a job or an organization wants to take you in, and it's something that you can fill in your portfolio. So you have experience in this thing for 2 years, for 3 years you have experience, and that can actually help you in a particular role you want to apply for in an organization. That would even increase your pay because you have experience in this particular thing. And
you have results to show for it.
Exactly, you have results because it's you would put it in your portfolio.
Okay. So do we have any specific skills that a person needs to have before going into volunteering? For some people, they could say, oh, if you want to volunteer in the organization, even some people ask for experience.
Yes.
And then what skill is needed? Do you need to have any specific skill before you can say, oh, I want to become a volunteer?
Thank you for that question. So I was going to go back to last year. I saw a particular organization that I love what they do. So I sent a message, and before they could take me in as a volunteer, they had to call me for an interview. I was like, is it that serious? This is not too deep. But I mean, that is what they do. And for the interview, they were asking me questions. So if you want to be a volunteer, as in, even if you don't have enough knowledge, before trying anything out, go and make research. Have a little, even if it is little, have a little knowledge about what you want to do. Don't just go there blank, and when they call you for an interview, you're saying rubbish. There's no way they would accept you. So have a little knowledge about everything. So when they ask you questions, you have something to say at least, and you don't appear like you don't have anything to do, or you don't have anything, because if you don't have anything to offer them, there is no way they can accept you.
All right. So, like, in just like a sentence, can you just tell us like the impact of volunteering in the society? Do you think that like organizations, especially for startup organizations, is very, very vital for them? We understand that, but can you just tell us like what volunteering have done
or has done
for all these organizations?
Yes, thank you. With volunteering work, we can make our organization,
Even the world.
sorry,
Okay.
take two. With volunteering work, we can make our community better because trust me, even the government cannot do everything for us. We can only help ourselves to make our community better. So with volunteering, we can bet good things and make ourselves even more better to the world.
Thank you so much on that. So at the end of the day, I think that it's been a wonderful conversation with you. I'm sure that myself and us have basically enjoyed every thorough conversation rather that we've had with you. So our viewers, volunteering you don't need to have like the best knowledge, or you need to have maybe an expert. You need to be an expert in whatever it is that you do. With your passion, with your interest, you can become a volunteer in your community, in an organization. Just basically have an interest, basically have a passion for it. And our guest also mentioned something. It's very much important to make research before you go into an organization to volunteer, before you become a volunteer. Know what you want to volunteer for. Have a knowledge, at least, if not a very wide knowledge, but have a basic knowledge of whatever it is you want to volunteer in. And with that, the world or the community that you are in and the world at large can become a better place. Yes, so that's how far we can go on Daybreak Africa for today. I'm sure you've enjoyed every segment we brought to your screen, right from the media review segment, of course, the quote, without forgetting that, and the beautiful interview that we just had right about now. We'll be going to be back same time, same station tomorrow. My name remains Grace Cofie.
That was Osemudiame Pius. Bye for now.